Why can't I hear anything?
You're about to. Here we go. All right. Good day, Grand Rising. Good morning. Welcome to everyone. We've got Queen Kathy B in the
Oh,
house. Grand Rising, Queen. So nice to see you. Queen Kathy B with the United Empires of Akibalon. We've got my Queen Aunt in the house, Betty. Grand Rising, Queen. So happy for you all in the house. You all feel free to drop a link and say, or drop a line in the chat and say hello. So we know that you're here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Feel free to share and invite somebody in to this conversation brought to you by Peak Homecare Associates here in Indiana, Noblesville, Indiana. We're going to let our CEO and founder tell us about that because you are tuned in to the Peak Wellness Hour, and we're so grateful that you are here. So before we get into it, we've been talking about all kinds of things this month, you all. Last week, I was solo. I did have Queen Tina Berry with Straight No Chase with the Queen in the house to keep me company because you all know I prefer not to talk to myself. But we had our CEO and founder of Peak Home Care Associates, MIA, because she was being inducted for her pastoral services. So we are so excited for that. We want to congratulate you.
thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
Gratitude to you. Topic of conversation. So, Queen, we're so glad you're back. Bring us in.
Hello, my beautiful, adorable queens, Queen Betty, Queen Kathy, and all the queens out there that we are yet to see on here. Thank you for being so loyal. We appreciate you. What a support, Queen, you have. You have an amazing support. This is beautiful. But having said that, this is Peak Wellness Hour. It's brought to you by Peak Home Care Associates. Peak Home Care Associates is a non-medical home care agency located, of course, in the city of Noblesville, in the county of Hamilton, serving the general Indianapolis area. Um, we are non-medical, so that means we are non-skilled. If you need help with your aging senior, just companionship. Someone just came home from a surgery, needs help. If you need help with activities of daily living and anything you can think about that is not necessarily medical, please reach out to us. If you're not sure, still call us. Our information is on the bottom of the screen. We look forward to hearing from you, and especially in this Christmas season, you may need time to go out shopping, need time to spend with your loved one, travel, spend a little holiday together, and you're worried about who will be with mom or who will be with dad. We can come and do respite care a few hours a day to a few days a week and a month. Thank you for being part of this conversation. We can't wait to dig in. Queen.
Oh, I don't know where to start. Where do we start? I was thinking before we got on, I thought to myself, it seems like we've done something around gratitude. And I'm sitting here thinking back, and I thought to myself, it's been over a year since we've been doing the Peak Wellness Hour, I think. Because I think we had a conversation about gratitude a year ago. And so it's so exciting to be back around for another year, full year, having this conversation. And we are so, so grateful for that. Grand rising to my queen mother, Rhonda, aka Rhonda. So glad you are here. Um, Yes, I love the love. I love the love in the chat. Yes. So we are all here to love on one another, just show some gratitude and just have a chill conversation. And you all know
Chill
how we do it.
conversation.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
A chill conversation.
Conversation.
Grab
So
your
like
cup of tea, grab your cup of coffee.
yes,
It's
yes,
that time of the year. Let's just get warm together.
absolutely, absolutely. There's so much going on right now in the world. As Queenie have said, we are, first of all, I want to say something. We are non-medical, we're non-skilled, but I guarantee you all that everyone that is a part of Peak Home Care Associates has some skill. Right. So just I want to put that out there for you all. We are very skilled in what we do. Um
Yes.
so grateful. It's great. We're grateful for that. Looking at everything going on, like I was saying, looking at healthcare, looking at just everything. I think there's so many opportunities for us to see a lot of negativity and a lot of chaos in the world. But I promise you, gratitude, having a spirit of gratitude, expressing gratitude, it does something to your atmosphere. It does something to the atmosphere. And I guarantee you, for every time you click on the news, which I can only get it in little doses. I am an NPR fan in the car. I love listening to my WFYI radio, but I have to take it in doses because it's so overwhelming. And you have to think that, do you realize how many amazing stories there are that go in the world? Someone's life was saved, someone's life was changed, so many things. And we don't ever hear about those things, and if we do, it's one story here and there, and then all this negativity, even in our conversations, how you doing, and I'm good, I'm fine. And then we bombard, but this and that, when I got on with when Queen Edith and I were talking before, of course it was me. It was me again, a little late. And she said, "How's it going?" I'm like, "I'm good. I got this thing going on. Just couldn't leave it. I'm good. Nobody cares about this thing I got going. So we have to be intentional when we are expressing gratitude and putting that out there. And like I said, it just changes the atmosphere. Someone's going through something and you say, and sometimes it's hard. Queen Either might be going through something and I say something like, or I might be going through something. I'll put it on me. And Queen Either comes and, well, it's okay. You can get through this. It's just going to be okay. And I'm like, well, no, you don't know. You don't get it. We dismiss that positive energy that tries to combat all the negativity. And sometimes, a lot of times, it just really requires us to stop and be grateful and say, in spite of, there's gratitude. And it's really difficult. I hate when people say, I do not like when people say, well, it can always be worse. I wish it wouldn't be, but that's the truth. And I don't want to ever look at it like it could always be worse, because it could. And we never want to forget that. But in our moment of discomfort, uncertainty, stress, whatever it is, we have got to say, I am grateful. I'm not grateful for this situation, but I'm grateful that this situation is going to allow me to overcome, to come out better, to come out stronger. So yes, that's what we're doing here with some gratitude, Queen.
You make a great point that the news, the social media magnifies negativity so much that it is difficult to look at anything else, right? Negativity is magnified. There's a lot of, evil, wrong things happening. That is true. But there are also great things happening. Okay, so you say something that is also very important. You talk about being intentional about being grateful. Okay, I remember the song as a child. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And Queen, I'll come back to you again. You keep talking about journaling, okay? You keep talking about the importance of journaling. What journaling does, it puts some things in view, your thoughts in view. So you can look back and look at all the things you're thinking, and if there is a fruit that comes out of your thoughts, it gives you a glimpse of what fruits you should be expecting based on your way of thinking and the way you talk about yourself. One of the things I've learned in mental health counseling and therapy is we need to figure out counterintuitive ways, because we used to go in this way, our body is used to going that way so much that it's difficult to re-steer, redirect, into something positive. And so intentionality really matters. Today, we are talking about being grateful. And someone will say there's nothing to be grateful for. I'm glad I'm alive and I'm thankful for that. But beyond that, life has been challenging. I am covered in a whole lot of debt. My children, my son, my daughter is living a life that I don't even know how she became that way. My marriage, God forbid, is falling on rocks. My business is not doing well. My ministry, nobody is showing up. We have a lot to complain about, right? And really legitimately so, if you looking at the reality of it all. But there's another reality that we are not looking at. And so the question is this: what are we focusing on? There's a lot to be thankful for, and there are benefits to having a healthy attitude towards gratefulness. There are benefits to it. The past few weeks, we've talked a lot about the power of our words. Gratitude is power. Expressing it is very powerful. So, Queen, you are muted.
I am muted. My son was making ruckus back there, so I want y'all to hear him. Uh, back to journaling. It's you're actually writing out your reality when you're doing that. When you're speaking words, you are speaking out your reality. So again, back to intent. If you feel like things are so out of sorts, and you really don't feel like you have something to be grateful for, which is very unfortunate, make a reason to be grateful. Challenge yourself. Like she said, my job sucks, my marriage sucks, my family sucks. Do something to change the algorithm with that. Where if your job sucks, then maybe you should be grateful that you have the opportunity to move around and do something different. Maybe you can be grateful that you have an opportunity to go back to school, get a try. I don't know what that is. Maybe you have an opportunity to be grateful that you see that your marriage is not where you want it to be, but you can look at them and say, this is where I'm grateful that I can see this, and I'm grateful that I can make changes, So sometimes gratitude, you have to work at it to achieve it. It is a process. Queen Betty says, gratitude. So glad to be here. I love it. Queen Aunt says, I had another stroke on 10/28. We're going to talk about this on the phone later. I am grateful to be here so much. Glad to have health insurance. Grateful for supportive family and friends. I'm going to let that soak in. You're going to get a call from me, Aunt Betty. I'm so grateful that you're doing well. For those that you don't know, my aunt is a nurse, okay, and she's an excellent nurse, excellent mother, grandmother, wife, everything, excellent woman, and she's had many strokes, dealing with stress, okay, and just learning how to maneuver around that stress. So I'm so grateful that you are here, and that you're doing well today. My Queen Mother says, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Yes, some come to clear your path. I like that. And that is so true. We got to be the calm in the storm. Definitely. Grateful to have so many sisters like my little sister Rhonda, who can just text sometimes when I need a little encouragement. I would have liked to text Betty on the 28th around to let me know that you were okay. So see the love that we have. There is so much when we can surround ourselves with support, healthy support, it makes it so much easier to walk through this journey called life, right? My Queen Mother and I, we made this thing up maybe over the summer sometimes, and we talk, we chit chat, and she says, I told her, I said, for every one thing that we have to talk about negative, for every complaint we have to say 3 things that are positive. Right. So if today, I got a headache, my head's hurting. It's a complaint. It's the truth, but it's, my head is hurting. I'm not feeling good. I'm tired, but I'm glad that I can get up this morning. I'm glad that I can get stuff done. So you have to find, and it's not just one complaint and then one positive things. You got to go above and beyond and give me 3 positive things in the midst of the negativity. So just really learning how to program our minds, reset our minds, because it is totally possible. And I know the older we get, the more comfortable we are in who we are and who we've become over time based on our characteristics and our traits. But there is room to grow. There is room to excel. There is always room to be better. Okay. And there is something to be grateful for in that, because you do have people that just don't have the wherewithal to see that. And I know we're saying these things and it's easier said than done, but we really want to encourage everyone. We want to encourage ourselves and one another, to walk this thing out and do it with the more focused, positive light to where you see something better coming at the end, and just remember that every time there's an end, it restarts a new beginning. Okay, so it's never over until it's really over. Till you close your eyes and take that last breath, it's never over. So one ending does not mean the end of anything. Even with marriages, your children, sometimes when your children, you got to cut them off, whatever. It doesn't mean the end of something. There is something else on the other side of that you have to see and really be grateful for. Queen. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. I want to touch on Queen Betty's stroke. Queen Betty, I am so sorry you're dealing with so much. I'd like to visit if that's okay with you. I'd like to come over sometime after the holidays in early December and come and visit you, and maybe share a word of prayer together if that's okay with you. But your attitude is beautiful. You're grateful to be here. I don't know how you have been affected, but you have a very beautiful attitude. And that speaks a lot to who you are. You're grateful that you have health insurance that can support the financial burden that comes with medical care. So that's beautiful. I see everybody talking about gratefulness or gratitude. Now, darling, Queen Na says, grateful for a reasonable portion of health, grateful for recovery these past weeks, grateful for friends and family, thankful and grateful to God for the good and not the so good. I know huge is able to do I know he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or think according to. Now, oh darling, I've known her since tertiary institution. We've been great friends all these years. She's an amazing woman. So, Queen, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Queen.
Yes. Yes. Thank you
Indeed.
for
But,
sharing too.
Queen, I can't stress enough the intentionality we need to have
Mm-hmm.
because we are really surrounded and bombarded by a whole lot of things in this life. Things meant to destroy us, at least so it seems,
Mm-hmm.
meant to stop us, meant to put us down. So many things. But we have to wake up every day and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me share some things I've learned to be grateful for. And a lot of these things are things we take for granted, okay? I've learned to be grateful the moment I open my eyes in my bed. I said, thank you that I have eyes that can see in the realms of the physical, in the natural. I can see you, Queen. I say, thank you, Lord, that I can hear. Thank you, Lord, that when I open my mouth to speak, there's a voice that comes out. Thank you that people can hear this voice and know that this must be Edith's voice. Thank you that I can sit up in my bed, put one leg in front of the other, and walk to my bathroom. Thank you that when I go to the bathroom, I can naturally pee. Thank you that I can breathe on my own. I've seen people literally put a microphone on over here so they can be heard. I've seen it. I've seen people who struggle to hear, struggle to see, struggle to walk, struggle. Listen, there is so much struggle to breathe. Even with the oxygen on them, they continue to labor, to pull. I've seen somebody who literally has oxygen in his nose, in her nose, right? And the oxygen tank will say you are not breathing. So just breathing in so that the oxygen will go into you for many is difficult, is labor, is hard work. Okay, so many things that we take for granted. I am learning every day to be grateful for. I thank God. I said, God, I need my hair to grow. And I am thankful for it. But Lord, give me some hair, like as a girl. But what I'm saying is this: that we have to be intentional. The moment you begin to look at life that way, right in that moment, something lights up inside of you. Because I have life, there is hope. I may not like my job. I don't even like the people I work with, but I'm grateful. It may not even be enough money, but at least it will pay the roof over my head. I may not have enough extra to put food on the table, but I may probably be able to have some coins. I keep coins, bottled coins, all the time. Every time I have a penny a dime, I drop it in. Sometimes you go to the gas station and all you can do is to count these coins and buy a gallon of gas. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not supposed to be thankful for all things. We are supposed to be thankful in all things. In this
Yes.
situation. In this situation. I'm not thankful that, gosh, I suffered this and I did that. But in all of this, I say, Lord, you know better. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know my tomorrow. Sometimes you drive right down the street and you have an accident. It's not so bad, but your
Mm-hmm.
car is destroyed. Why did this happen to me? What is ahead of me? Sometimes you're getting ready to leave the house, and that child of yours, something that, and you're running late. You don't know what is being stopped ahead of you. You don't know that thing that's ahead of you. So, in the situation, but we have to be choosy. We have to choose what we do in our situations, with our situations, for our situations. Thanksgiving is not just about the turkey and the stuffing that I love and all of that. It's just having an opportunity to be grateful for the family, and not everybody loves their family. But you get to come together. You are breathed in it for a reason. Maybe it's not what you're getting out of it, it's what you bring to the table, it's the impact you make. So when you lose yourself, and you let everything constrict you so much that you become like this, you don't bring light.
Mm-hmm.
And in choosing gratitude, you are opening your arms for more. Because if you're great, listen, if you do something small for somebody and they keep thanking you and thanking you and thanking you and thanking you and thanking you, you're like, she's so grateful for this. It's nothing. It's easier for
Mm-hmm.
you to do more for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's easier. So we need
Yep.
to be choosy, we need to be picky, we need to determine that nothing is going to stop you from giving thanks. Because otherwise, we'll have more, we'll have more to be angry and upset about than to give thanks for, if you think about it that way. What you
Mm-hmm.
focus on, you definitely magnify.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I when it comes to the process of it and walking this thing out called gratitude.
Queen Angelina, Queen Betty wrote something. I want you to bring it on the screen. Focusing on the positive can help bring down blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
heart rate, and all those negative things. That is so true.
Mm-hmm. It certainly can. Um, that's why, taking those deep breaths, doing that breath work, it really does regulate your inner system, and then we need to calm our minds. That overload is ridiculous. Funny story. Funny story. I was talking to my husband. Actually, I was not. I was in the bathroom getting dressed the other day, yesterday, and he says I was talking out loud, right? And he said, "Are you talk? Who are you talking to in there? It's early in the morning. Who are you talking to?" And I swung the door open, looking like, nobody's in here. I'm on the phone, kind of thing. And he's like, I know, but like you are really talking to yourself. And like I told him, sometimes when you have all these things going on in your head, like if I say, you know what, it's almost time to go. I got to get going. Oh, let me grab my earrings. Oh, let me start the car. Oh, let me get my tea. All these things going in my head, and it's chaotic, when we're in overload. And so sometimes I will say, you know what? Yeah, let me make sure I get my earrings before I walk out the door. I'll say it out loud because all these other things are going on. So if I can speak that, I can't talk over myself out loud. I can think over myself, but so sometimes really just talking to yourself, encouraging yourself, and grounding yourself, and it's okay to respond too. You need the answers. You better search for the God within you for the answers and go ahead and say them out loud, So, I forgot what I was going to say earlier about, you said something. I can't remember.
Okay, well,
No, but go ahead. Say something.
no, it will come to you. I just want us to look at these comments because
Yeah.
there's some very wealthy comments. Queen Randa says, first of all, she says, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also says, one day I was upset, and Angelina listened to me, then said, Mom, name three positive things. Honestly, I was mad. I was mad, positive, but felt better after I did.
Let me tell y'all something. My mother, I love her. She is so funny because when she gets in a tizzy, okay, and I'm like my mother, okay, when she gets in a tizzy, you got to wait for that moment because her brain is thinking, and you got to wait for that moment to slide in, and be compassionate with it. It's just like, hey, okay, so what's going on? Okay, I understand you upset, but like, give me three positive things. She's like, what? Like, tone it down. So, but sometimes we're in hyper, and I can be the same way, sometimes we're in hyperdrive all the time to where, we don't allow grace and peace to flow
Mm.
in our life. The river, you don't stop the flow of a river, right? You don't stop the currency. It does what it does, but somehow we have been able to stop the flow of the peaceful rivers, the grace and the mercy. And we don't allow ourselves grace and mercy. We want to pray for grace and mercy and all these things, but we don't allow ourselves grace at all. We are not gentle with ourselves at all. Grand Rising Queen Lori, got another nurse in the house. Grand Rising Queen. So yeah, we have to be more gentle with ourselves. Queen says it sure does, Queen Betty. Worrying does not help. It only raises your blood pressure. Yes. Why worry when we can pray? Always let go and let God. There you go. There you go. I'm reading these comments. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know if I told y'all this before. I used to have an issue with the serenity prayer. And I don't, I'm not in AA or anything, but I'm sure we all know the serenity prayer, right? And the part where it says, God grant me, what is it? What is it where you accept things that you cannot change?
I think the grace to accept, or the wisdom to know the difference. But okay, let me pull
Yeah,
it
but
up.
the part where, to accept the things you cannot change, I thought to myself, like I said, I've never been in, never gone, dealt with AA, but I thought to myself, if you're there for support, and you're struggling, why don't you want to have control to change the things? Like, why are you okay with not being able to change the things that you cannot change?
I
And
pulled
then
it
I
up.
applied to myself, like, why am I okay? I don't want to be okay with not being able to change what I can't change. But really, we
Hold
have
on,
to
hold
be,
on,
the
hold
thing is
on.
not
Let,
in our
let me read
control.
the prayer to you.
Go ahead.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep. And I guess that was the serenity, for me, it was just, for a long time, it was agitating to not be able to be in control of things that I feel like I could change. If Edith has an issue, Edith needs my help, then I want to help Edith. I have to help Edith. I can't help Edith because Edith doesn't want my help. Now I'm bothered because she doesn't want my help. I can't change that. And I can't be frustrated about that. And that's how we are a lot of times, where we want to change things that, first of all, we have no wisdom in doing. And there's no end game, so we have to start with self. You cannot change someone else unless you change yourself. Now, if there's something going on, with me, and I'm looking at Edith. I got my life's a mess, and Edith's got her life together.
Hmm.
She can't change me by telling me, well, you need to do this and that. But when I see Edith change, instead of her complaining and letting me complain and listen to my complaints, now she's more gentle. Now she's not aggressive. Now she just lets it roll off. And I'm looking like, you know what? She was listening to me complaining before. She was high-fiving me and telling me, go get him, girl. And now she's got some peace about her. Maybe I want that peace. Maybe I want that serenity. And I follow suit. That's how you change people, by changing yourself. And it's not the intent to change people. You just change, again, the atmosphere.
Let's
And
talk
there's
about
a gratitude in
atmosphere.
doing that.
You need to
Yeah.
dig deeper into the atmosphere. You just brought the word, the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Atmosphere and gratitude. You want to get into it a little bit?
Let's.
Okay, so gratitude brings a shift in your mentality. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Which affects the I don't know if it's aura is the right word, but it really affects your atmosphere. Your attitude has an impact on the atmosphere you create. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just say that we are having all girls get together, everybody is there, and I come in and we all doing nicely, and then I come in and suddenly I raise something that becomes a conflict between Angel and I, right? And suddenly we're exchanging words back and forth. All these people who were just having a good time goes like, oh man, drama, 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 drama. The whole atmosphere changes. People don't want to be in the environment again. They want to leave. They want to leave because now it's become toxic, right? So one person can come and change the whole atmosphere. In the
Mm-hmm.
same manner, there could be chaos. And one person can say, hold up, friends, Charlie, let's not do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not do this. Everybody looks at that person. Everybody goes quiet. Maybe the person is influential enough. You all respect them. Everybody goes quiet and you let go. The
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere becomes tense a little bit. And maybe a short while, people begin, someone will say something, everybody will laugh, and we have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, gratitude also can affect your atmosphere. Like your queen mother was saying, she was all over blah blah blah, and then he said, think about three positive things. Think about three positive things. Oh, get off my face with that. But the moment she did it, she became calm a little bit. So I will say this again: choices.
Mm-hmm.
We got to choose that peace. We got to choose that thing that allows life to be
Mm-hmm.
lived. Okay. So, one thing gratitude does is impact that atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
that you're living in. If that news media, whatever it is you're watching, all it does is stir you up into negativity. Why keep watching it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I was thinking, and I know, like I said, you all shout out to Queen Edith. She is officially a pastor ordained minister. So shout out to her. But when we think about fasting, I think we have a conversation. I think a lot of people relate fasting to solely religion. Fasting is something, regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, I think fasting is something that is healthy to practice on a regular basis, because when we strip away the things that keep us bound, that keep
ooh.
us detained, distracted, it
Oh,
makes a
girl.
big difference. It's easier to see gratitude and express and feel gratitude when you start stripping things away
Mm.
and you see what you're left with and how you handle what you're left with. If anybody's ever fasted, you don't eat till, I don't know, after 6 o'clock and whatnot. But then all of a sudden you're hungry, you're starving, you act like you never had a meal before. Because that first day, it's like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And you're looking at the clock since the time you wake up. You know, you woke up early to look at the clock to see that you couldn't eat till 6 o'clock. You know, and so then your focus is on not eating. Now you're agitated all day. Now you're, you know, disgruntled. You're unapproachable. You're negative. All because you've chosen to take something away that you can't wait to get to. And so then there's no meaning behind it. And it's not just eating. When we turn off that TV, not just the news, when we turn off the Real Housewives of whatever's going on, we turn off, you know, all that craziness. Okay, when we turn the phones off and say, I'm not going to entertain anybody from this time to this time. I'm not talking to this person for the next week. I need my peace. You know, whatever that means, we've got to learn to break away from the things that keep us bound. And once you start choosing to strip those things away little by little, it's easier to walk in gratitude and let gratitude be your lifestyle and not just a day-to-day choice, right? So we have to be more intentional. I think a lot of us, we're so busy. We need to turn the TVs off. We need to turn the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the TikToks. You need to turn it off. Like, take a break. Okay? Take a break for all the nonsense. Every time I talk to this chick, she got something to complain about. Every single time, but I'll pick up the phone and I'm rolling my, here she goes. Here she goes. And, you know, but I'm on the phone with it. And now it's in my atmosphere. It's in my spirit. And now I get off the phone. I'm talking to my husband, my king. Here, she can call me again with this craziness. Every time she calls, and he's looking like, why you answer the phone? Well, what am I supposed to do? What am I, you know? But we do it to ourselves. And now you didn't cause the whole ruckus in your home because you answer the phone to somebody that causes chaos every time y'all connect. And you then shifted your atmosphere. And nobody's grateful. Your children aren't grateful. Your spouse is not grateful. Whoever you call to tell about who you just talked to is not grateful. You're messing up people's energy, okay? Let's stop. Let's stop. And it's okay. It's okay to hold people accountable, to make people accountable, okay? We like to say correct and love, but then it's a fine line between correcting and love and judging. Because for me, I think we think judging is bad. I'm making a judgment. Okay. My judgment says that you're a little off. With love, you're a little off. So if there was not love, I tell you something else. And it means the same thing. It just have a different emphasis, right? So I think we need to be okay holding people accountable. Because I think a lot of times, a lot of people don't have anything to be grateful for because people get handouts and a lack of support to stand on your own and to be the greatest you can be. You know, well, my kids, you know, they're grown, but, you know, I know they're supposed to be responsible, but they just can't be responsible. So you keep taking care of grown people. You know, we have to stop. We have to give people something to be grateful for. Okay. A lot of times they just don't get it. And when you have everything, you don't have to work for anything. There's no gratitude in that. Okay. When somebody's always doing for you, not only will you not do for yourself, you won't do for anybody else either. And that's okay too, but you should be able to do for yourself. When we're not challenged to rise above the occasion, then anything to be grateful for. Because the minute stuff hits the fan, then now you don't know what to do. Because all this time, there's been a lack of accountability. And now instead of you saying, you know what, all this time I've been pampered and catered to, you fly off the hinges. Well, now Edith's not going to help me. She's been helping me. Every time I call, she helps me. Who does she think she is not helping me now? But I was never grateful for the help that Edith gave this whole time. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. We got to change our circles to change our atmosphere. And I promise you, there are enough people. There might be only a handful of people right now on this live, but I guarantee you, all of us know somebody that's just as great as we are, if not greater. And once you realize that you are the greatest in your circle, It's actually time to move around. And it doesn't mean that you dismiss that circle. It means you grow that circle. And so if
You
this
do.
circle here, if I've maxed out my greatness, that means, hey, I'm a level up, not leave me behind. As a matter of fact, let's come on, let's come with me. Let's go together. You have to follow that path of success and prosperity. Um, when they say faith without works is dead, gratitude is part of that work. Okay. I believe God, believes it's going to happen. I believe it's going to go this way. I believe God's going to, but you're not grateful in your heart that's going to happen. You just believe in it because somebody or something told you that. But you don't feel the gratitude when this thing happens. This is how I'm going to feel. I am going to be so overjoyed. I'm just going to pay this blessing for it. This is how I'm going to feel when this faith looks like. It's not just believing. You have people that grew up, believing in Santa Claus, and now you're adults and you have children. There's no Santa Claus, but you lie to your children and tell them that. And then when they're 12 and 13 and they have the shattering moment, I don't know why you'd be that old and not understand that. But look how old some of us are now, dealing with the same nonsense, and we can't get out of this adolescent, immature mindset to move forward. That's all I'm gonna say.
You said a lot. You said a lot. I want to say a few things. In addition to what you have shared, a mindset. Gratitude is a mindset. Okay, it's a mindset. You could say that you worked so hard and made your money. It's your money, so you're thankful to you. But what about the person who gave you life and health? Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
eat healthy. I eat healthy. I make good choices. I've seen very healthy people getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I ask is, there's always a power behind it. I'm not asking, I'm stating it. There's always a power behind it. So it's a mindset. Who gave you the health, the life? Who even, do you know how many people are better qualified than you looking for a job? Do you know how many people have all the resources in the world to be able to start a business and they can't?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people? I mean, listen, there will always be somebody better than you who can do what you're doing better, who
Mm-hmm.
could use that opportunity that you have, and yet you're ungrateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget that. So to have the grace, the ability to, even the wisdom, the direction to do what you do, it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we have is a gift. So gratitude is a mindset. It's your perspective, the way you looking at your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I go to the gym. I take care of my body, my flat belly. I got it rocking. That's why I have the richest man because I keep it good. Well, thank God for that. I want to have that body too. I'm not jealous, but I'm just saying that it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked hard to keep it. That's awesome. And I salute you. Hey, listen, I salute you. You've eaten healthy, you've done all because faith is work and you've put in the work to get the shape and everything. But what is your end goal?
Mm-hmm.
And what if one day you can't get up? You go to the gym, you're running, you fall and you break your leg and you can't go.
Mm-hmm.
And you're home and depressed and you start eating all that junk because you're depressed. I shouldn't use the word depressed, but you're down, you're not where you used to be and you put yourself so down. But the point is, everything we have is a gift. So it doesn't matter. That's why in situations, you need to be grateful even in the negative situations because it's a mindset,
Mm-hmm.
it's a perspective, and that's what carries you.
Mm-hmm.
It carries you in the good, in the bad, and in the ugly. Many of us have dealt with things that we can't talk about here right now in this moment. But when after you've had all the bad attitude and it doesn't work for you, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work for you, you got to figure out because if it's not working, it needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, What's your perspective to the situations in life? Queen Randa wrote something. Some of them have come to clear your path, but you got to see it. You've got to be open to it. You've got to have the attitude and speak the right words. Counterintuitive is seeing this, naturally you react this way, but choosing to redirect your thoughts and your
Mm-hmm.
perspective into a way that works in your favor. Because, like the power of words, you have the power to redirect your life by that attitude of gratitude. That is so key. That's what I want to add. Queen Randa, preach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say, in speaking of gifts, I know it's the holiday season. Yo, everyone, let's stop regifting our gifts, our spiritual gifts. Stop
Oh,
regifting your gifts
oh,
spiritually.
Queen, before you go on, you are so full of wealth. You shared fasting. You talk
Mm-hmm.
about fasting, and I had a whole sermon in my head when you mentioned fasting. you know, shedding off some of the weight. And you're not even talking about physical weight. The
Mm-hmm.
burdens, the things that weigh us down so much that it's easy to lift up. You just gave me a sermon. That
I
was
love it.
powerful. That was so powerful. Fasting lightens you up so you can run with that vision. Oh, girl, you gave me a sermon. Thank you. No wonder I need you. Thank you. That was powerful. That was
I love
very insightful.
you.
That was so insightful.
I love you.
I
See,
love
you
you
all,
too.
this is what we do. We empower one another, and it's great. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yeah, there's so much to be grateful for. I think we should in this year in this season off running, hitting that finish line.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter. Life is a personal race. I'm not racing against Edith. I'm not racing against Queen Betty. I'm not. This is a personal race. Have you ever seen the marathons where like the with the batons, and like
Oh,
so if
yeah.
I start, Edith's down the line waiting for me, right? Edith can't move until I come down there with that baton, right? It is a group effort. But if the other team beats you, you still got to finish running that race, okay? If you run a marathon, you have thousands of people running these 10-mile marathons. You ever seen the movies where somebody's straggling along, now it's nighttime, and they finish hours later, but they finished it
They
because the
finish it.
goal at the beginning was to finish, was to run until the end, period, point blank. That is what we have to do. And that gratitude is going to give you that we talked about, like endorphins and, all the, things, the serotonin that boosts your energy. That gratitude is going to give you that boost that you need for that endurance. It's going to give you that boost of grace, that boost of mercy. And it's going to make all the difference. It's going to let you say, yes, I can. Yes, I will. I'm not going to stop until it's over. And there's something to be grateful for when you have the ability to say that. Okay. When you have the ability to make the choice to endure to the end, that should breed gratitude. That's all I have. I know we are about out of time. That is because we can go on for days and days. I can
And,
talk
and,
all
and, and
day.
on top of it, I said gratitude teaches you patience and endurance.
Mm-hmm.
You will get through it with a good attitude, with the right attitude. It will amaze you that these little changes will bring about some big impact. It may seem small at the beginning, you may not see it, but it will go a long way to make a difference. I will throw in the Bible. When you read the Bible, you look at the lifestyle of Jesus. Every time before he did a miracle, he gave thanks. Every time before he did a miracle, he gave
Mm-hmm.
thanks. Giving thanks loosens things that are difficult, giving thanks. Paul and Silas, when they were in the prison, the Bible says they sang praises and gave thanks. The chains fell off. Gratitude does miracles. You don't have to believe in the Bible, you just have to know that being grateful will do things for your life that you haven't imagined. Well, this has been Peak Wellness Hour. Wellness, the totality of the well being of the individual, is what we talk about on this platform. Your medical care, your vision care, your dental care, your holistic, naturally, all that care, the way you eat, even your emotional care. Wellness is in the totality of being well as an individual, as a human being. That's what we do here. And it is brought to you by Peak Wellness, Peak Home Care Associates, a non medical home care agency in the state of Indiana, in the county of Hamilton, in the city of Noblesville, servicing the general Indianapolis area. We are in the holiday season. What would you do if you had a little extra time? Reach out to us for respite care, among other things. We look forward to hearing from you. 317-863-0832, info at peakhomecareassociates.com, or simply go to the website and send us a message through there. We are thankful for your time. And if I'll let Queen Angelina continue.
No, that's all I have. You did great. You did great. The link is in um, the chat for the Peak Home Care Associates website. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and all that jazz. Make sure you go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. One more thing before you go, make sure you hit the like button if you have not already. Hit the like button, please. If you have not subscribed to all our channels and help support. So we are so grateful for that. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you are on YouTube, hit the notification bell so that you know when we go live. I know sometimes we can be a little delayed, but we're here on Saturdays, 10 a.m. ish. Usually it is me that is on delay, y'all. So I'm gonna
She
take
will take
accountability
every
for that.
blame, even if it's me. Don't I love her?
I love it. Thank you. So make sure y'all tune in. If for whatever reason we are not here on a Saturday, you can always go to the Peak Wellness Hour, Peak Home Care Associates on YouTube and check out some of our old videos. They are there. We talk about all kinds of good stuff to just give back to the community. So make sure you all support. We'd love to support you. We're so grateful for everyone that comes consistently. Just happy that you think about us. So thank you so much. You all have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay warm. Queen, did you have anything?
I just want to wish every single one of you a very happy Thanksgiving celebration. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you for always being here, Queen Betty, Queen Randa, Queen Kathy, Queen Now Dale. Thank you, Queen Laurie. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. And if this video is
Queen
worth
Essie. I know
watching,
Queen Essie's not here, but make
Queen
sure you shout out
Esias,
Queen Essie.
I need to call her one of these days. It's been a while. I need
Hmm.
to call her one of these days. So, to all the women and all the kings, your husband, who have been such great support to us, happy Thanksgiving.
Peace, love, and blessings to you all. Until next time.